those were like core memories to my life. So,
It was scary, man. I was making six figures, bro.
all right, y'all. So we back with the one, the only Jethro Cole
The third.
the third.
Glory to God.
Exactly. So today we're going in deeper like levels of learning who he is, what he does, and his story on how he got here. So let's start this out. Growing up, like what did you go through to even get yourself in this path?
Well, I grew up an Army brat, first of all.
Army.
So, yeah, man. Ever since my dad was in the military, he was in for 33 years. So when I grew up, man, I was always traveling. You know, we started off in North Carolina, Fayetteville, North Carolina, and then from there we went to Germany. So, you know, I got to see different aspects of the world, different cultures. And then from Germany, we went to Hawaii. And that was crazy,
Hawaii.
man. Yeah, in the 80s in Hawaii, it was fun, man. It was fun. So I got to learn that culture and just, you know, the Japanese culture, the Polynesian culture. And then from there, we came back to the States and kind of went around different states. We traveled like almost all 50 states. And then we ended up back in North Carolina. And that's where I went to like junior high, high school, and I graduated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I can kind of resonate with that.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
my father was in the military, so like growing up, I here, there, here, next where,
Yeah.
and I know for me at least, it was a little hard like with the friends because one school I would be very social and I'd
Yeah.
just be talking to everybody,
Yeah.
but then the next school I'd just be like one of those like introverted
Yeah.
people where I'm just sitting at lunch by myself, I'm chilling on my
Mhm.
own. So how was that for you?
I actually enjoyed it.
You
I
enjoyed
actually
it?
enjoyed it. I mean, you know, I made a lot of friends at different schools that I went to in different places, but I was always anxious to get to the next school and meet more newer people
Oh,
and establish those friendships. And
so you took it up on an upbeat type
yeah,
of
man, I like to
Okay.
travel. I like to travel
Okay.
ever since I was a kid, man. And you know, it helped me in this, you know, time of my life now to be resilient to change.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like change. It's cool because
Okay.
everything changes in life anyway. So
Yeah.
I ain't gonna fight it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nothing
You
stays the
can't.
same,
You
man.
can't. You can't.
Yeah. How did that happen for you? Like, the,
Okay. So I remember with me growing up, right?
mm-hmm.
Like one of my best years of just like being in the space was when I was in sixth grade, I believe. It was like I had my friend group. You know, I
Yeah.
got there fresh off the plane. You know, I meet
Yeah.
these people, actually neighbors around me. So
Mm-hmm.
we outside like throwing football, playing
Yeah.
the game all the time. And those were like core memories for my life. So I really enjoyed that and I cherished it.
Yeah.
So then when I moved,
Mm-hmm.
right, it was just like, man, I can't even I can't
Yeah.
even do the same thing. So it was a little weird, but then when I came here, you know, I already
Yeah.
knew some people around and I ended up building that back up,
Yeah.
just not at the same level as it was
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. And that's what it's all about, man. It's all about that experience, you know,
Yeah.
different places. I mean, it was really cool
Mm-hmm.
when I grew up, and then you know from there I joined the military.
Mm.
So once again, I'm traveling, and I was
Mm-hmm.
already used to traveling since I did it, you know, a lot as a kid and everything. And you know, I did 20 years, man, and
20 years.
yeah,
Man, that's a big feat. My
yeah,
my father's on 23, I believe.
man,
Yeah.
bless his soul, man, bless his soul. I know
Yeah.
he's gonna be ready to retire
Yeah.
though.
At the end of this year he's gonna be out. Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah. What's he do?
Um, I don't know the specifics, but
Mm-hmm.
he's been doing it for a while. So
Okay, yeah. It's good, man, when you retire. Even though you really don't retire, because when
hmm
you come out, you know, you have to do something else, or you want to do something else. You don't
yeah.
want to stay stagnant.
hmm
I retired when I was 38, so I was still young,
hmm
you know. And then from there, you know, I got into sales because I'm a people person,
Yeah.
you know, and I like to solve problems and square people away and make sure that they have what they need. So, you
Okay.
know, sales was perfect for me.
Okay, so I'm gonna backtrack first.
Hmm.
when you was in the military, how was that experience for you?
As far as what? Just, I mean, the whole
Like
overall?
just being in there and then
Hmm.
building up into what you said with sales.
Structure was good. I needed that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was all over the place. You know, I was a very creative kid. I still am creative, but I needed that structure.
Mm-hmm.
Military definitely helped with that. It helped mold me into, individual that has the discipline.
Yeah.
Um, just once again, the structure to put me into different places and stay in those different places and categories that I need to be in, which helped me now.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I'm not all over the place. I know exactly what my azimuth is and where I want to go, and it helped a lot with mental strength,
Okay. Okay.
especially deploying.
Yeah.
To combat. That's a place I wish on nobody.
Uh-huh.
It's not like you see in the movies, but it really helped with mental toughness. I would say it helped with my faith,
Mm-hmm.
even though back then I wasn't as strong as I am now in my faith.
Yeah.
But it definitely, he kept me safe. Not one scratch.
Okay.
Not one scratch, man.
That's
I was in
exactly what he
Baghdad and all
did.
that stuff with the thick of it, but it's a blessing. But it really helped me, man. It helped me a lot, and I'll never take it back. Like, I wouldn't change anything on
Okay.
that. It really molded me into the man that I am now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I like from what you've told me off the
Hmm.
camera and stuff,
Hmm.
it plays in with your appreciation of just life and the things you
Yes.
have around
Yeah,
you.
dude. Yeah, man. For one instance, there was a story, man. I like to tell, young soldiers, especially to appreciate their life. We got back from Iraq in '04. This was the first time I deployed ever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to a combat location, and we're riding on the bus, and we're going back to Fort Stewart, Georgia. Man, I'll never forget, bro. And I'm just looking at the pine trees go by, right? And I'm
Yeah.
just like, those are beautiful. I was just thankful to be able to just see those things, because in Iraq you just seeing these sand huts. It's
Yeah.
sandy there. It's always a tannish color everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
They have vegetation, but it's not like the greenery that you're used to seeing, especially if you're growing up in that. And it was magnificent.
Mm-hmm.
So any little thing, now I'm appreciative, and
Beautiful.
that's another thing it taught me, how to go in life with nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and then you come back and you look at how much stuff we
Yeah.
have more than enough.
Yeah.
I don't complain about small minute things anymore, because it doesn't
Yes.
matter, so that's the beauty of it, even though it was a bad time,
Mm-hmm.
war, but there's a lot of good things that come out of it,
Beautiful.
so.
And like for us viewers that, we think our life is hard and I'm not saying your life isn't hard, but
Yeah.
one of the things that my woman has told me
Hmm.
is that if everybody was to put their life on a sticky note and put it up on a board,
Yeah.
I guarantee you're gonna take that sticky note right back.
Yeah, man. You
Let,
like,
let
I'll,
me
I'll
get
take mine.
that.
Yeah, I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. No, you're
Yeah.
right, man. Hey, she sounds like a wise woman.
Yes. Yes, she
Yeah.
really is. So, okay, getting out of the military, right?
Hmm.
I've said it before, and I've understood that a lot of the time when people, do their 20 years
Hmm.
and that's that, they like to just let life go. Like, I
Hmm.
deserve to just relax, right?
Hmm.
So the ambition starts to drop where, you could still be doing more.
Hmm.
Why did you continue?
Well, I continued. I would say I stopped with my military career, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I started to focus on what Jethro wanted to do,
Yeah.
because we never have that in the military. You can't really do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You still can do things in the military, but you can't really give it your all
Mm-hmm.
as an individual. So I was like, I'm gonna go do what I want to do,
Yeah.
and so I did it. I went out and I started with in the corporate ladder first, and climbed the corporate ladder in some of these different companies. um, I wasn't a VP or anything like that, but a sales associate to
Yeah.
sales manager to territory manager to business development, and it was a fun time, man. It was really
Mm-hmm.
fun, and then I used a lot from the military. I incorporated into my civilian life, but I let the military go mentally,
Mm-hmm.
but I still supported the military because that's what I do now. I still support the military and law enforcement.
I
But
mean,
just that mindset of
yeah,
I can do me, you
yeah,
know. And I wanted to do something, to continue to do something that Jethro wanted to do,
yep,
you
yep,
know,
yep.
because you don't really have that 20 years, 18 years old to 38. Where's your life at,
Yeah,
you
where
know?
did it
So
go? It just
yeah,
went to doing something everybody else said. And that's why I love that
yeah,
last part with
yeah,
Miles Morales. He was like, I'm sick of
yeah.
everybody telling me what
What
to
to
do
do?
and how to live my life.
Yes,
Nah, I'm gonna do me.
yeah,
I'm gonna do my own
yeah.
thing.
I
Right?
like to go back to the most beautiful things I've experienced in the military is the camaraderie.
Yes. I always say that,
I've
man.
met so many good people, man,
Mm-hmm.
and our bond is crazy, man. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
till this day, you know, soldiers that were up under me, or I was up under, you know, certain leaders. They're my mentors.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, even some of my soldiers, I consider them mentors. They're wise, you know, for their age. It's just a great family,
Yeah.
and that we're still able to have when we get out.
Yeah.
And you know, I really appreciate everybody I met in the military. It was that was awesome.
Exactly. I'm like I've always said it like I wouldn't do the military, but
Hmm.
the one thing I can appreciate is that camaraderie
Yeah,
because
it's there.
with that, like even at the DFAC,
Hmm.
everybody that went in there as
Hmm.
soldiers would just relate to the fact that they just went through basic training,
Yeah,
and it was like, yeah, bro,
yeah,
how was that for you?
yeah,
How was that for,
yeah,
bro? Oh my gosh, I'm
yeah.
like, yo,
And
that's dope.
there's no racial barriers.
Yeah,
There's none of that, you know. And that's what I love about it. It's like, hey, man, you know, this dude's from the country. He's from here. He's from this
mm-hmm.
different country. We all are blended.
Yeah,
It's people, man. I love it.
people, people,
Yeah,
people. That's what
yeah,
you really need.
yeah,
Hey, network, net worth.
yeah. Network is your net worth, 100%, bro.
Come
Hey,
on now. Come
that's
on
so
now.
true, bro.
It is. It
That's so
really
true. I
is.
mean, and you know, the success that we all have, and you know, for me as well, I couldn't do it without my network.
Exactly.
I could not do it without my network,
Mm-hmm.
because you know, people open the doors for you, and you open the doors for people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a network. It's just like ants. Ants, they build and they travel with each other. They
Yeah.
cannot operate unless they have one another.
Yeah. They can't do it alone.
Yeah.
You can't.
So it's
You can't.
never you can never do it alone, man. You know.
Yeah.
So I give big shout outs to all my peeps, man.
Hey,
For real, hundred
shout out to
percent.
y'all. Shout out to y'all.
Yes.
Okay, so going into your sales
Hmm.
career, right? You got out the military.
Hmm.
Now you're in sales, and how was that experience for you?
It was great. I learned a lot. I was able to provide products that I wish I had when I was in the military. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I started in the evaporative cooling space where I sold evaporative cooling fans,
Yep.
and I could always see myself in these motor pools when it's like 100 degrees, and
Oof.
we're out there and we're just sitting around waiting. You know, but it was hot, and I was like, I wish we had something that would cool us off. You know,
Yeah.
and now I can provide that to the soldiers,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and they can maximize their efforts and get the mission done quicker. You know what I'm saying? And they're not really worried about how hot it is, you know.
Yeah. So I'm
And
guessing when you was doing that,
hmm,
you was more lighthearted with it. It was like, well, even though I didn't have it, at least I
hmm,
can give it to
yeah,
them.
of
Rather
course,
than, oh, I
yeah,
wish I had this when I was growing up.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Nah, it's never like that. It's like that's why we advance, right?
Yeah.
It's like if it's there, why aren't we using it? You
Exactly.
know, now I'm not going to say that we should always have that comfort. I do believe that you should have that level of discomfort because you have to know how to operate in it,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
But once again, we got to think about safety and all that stuff. I want to make sure these soldiers are healthy,
Yeah. Not
you
having
know.
strokes
Yeah,
because
yeah,
of how hot it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know. So I mean, and that's I learned a lot, man. It was great. Just like I said before, people. I love people. I love, you know, dealing with them, and I love helping them out.
Yes.
And sales was one of the things that helped me do that. And it was a great thing because I could go back to my old units, or I could go see my buddies in this state and
Mm-hmm.
that state, and it was
Mm-hmm.
like a reunion.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot, man, and I'm still learning. So yeah, man, sales is where it's at.
I could say I appreciate that mindset because that's how you actually work with your generations after you.
Yes.
Like your kids and your kids' kids.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you're willing to take yourself out of that and really like, even though I didn't have this,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make sure you appreciate that you have this.
Yes.
Right? That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
We have to give back.
We have to.
We have to make it better for them. That's our whole job, bro.
Exactly. So, hey, I could respect that.
Respect, bro.
Respect that. All right. So now we're in the sales area.
Mm-hmm.
And as I know,
Mm-hmm.
you had some conflict going in there.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're in your own company.
Yes.
How did you get to this point at all?
So it definitely, it stems down to, once again, I want to be able to do what I want to do, but I understand when you're working for somebody, you can't do everything that you want to do.
Yep.
And there's a lot of things you may not agree with on how certain companies are ran, because the ultimate thing is it's about the customer. Mm-hmm. It's about the customer first.
Yes, it has to be.
And since we are, since I was dealing with the military, that's my number one priority.
Yeah.
And if I cannot sell to them or operate with them or deal with them the way that a soldier would know how to deal with another soldier, and know what they need and what they want, and if that is not the top priority of the company that I'm working with, I don't want nothing to do with you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not about the money.
Exactly.
Because it's about what we can do for these soldiers, because they have serious missions that they need to be on, and they have to have the correct stuff, so I found myself not really agreeing with a lot of things that corporate was doing.
Yeah.
So, I left and I did my own thing, man. I just jumped off the cliff.
Gotcha.
And I said, hey, I'm going to start my own business. I may not have all the resources as these larger companies, and that's okay. I can be more intimate with my customers. So right now I'm pretty much, I'm selling the same thing that I sold before, but it's because I have these relationships with these customers, and I can actually relate to what they need, and not what is being pushed on them, because you have endless spending accounts because you're military. That's not true. It's like, hey, they have budgets.
Yeah.
But if Joey needs socks, he needs socks. He doesn't need a satellite part.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to push that. He needs stuff that he needs to have to accomplish the mission, right?
Exactly.
So the whole business aspect was pretty cool, man. And my company is a service disabled veteran owned small business. According to the SBA, and that's Small Business Administration. I think you have that as well too on yours.
Yeah.
So I'm able to go into these companies and these units, and I can speak with the leaders, I can speak with the soldiers, the end users, and establish that relationship with them, and find out what they need.
Yeah.
Not what I want to sell to them.
Yeah.
Because of a good commission or anything. If it's one pair of gloves, there you go, bro. I'm going to find you the best gloves I can at the best price.
Yeah.
Just because you have a budget doesn't mean I'm going to charge you the highest price.
That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, man, that's where I'm at right now, man. And I'm building it slowly through Kansas, and I have some clients overseas as well too, but I try to keep it kind of small, because I don't want to overextend myself, right? Because I still want to kind of be retired.
I mean, you're one person. For right now, unless you planning on extending to the point where you get more people under you, you're one person. You got to start small to get big.
No, you're right.
That's a like big thing that people need to understand. Everybody wants to be big, and then realize they're too small to do it.
Yeah.
Right, and that's what discourages you.
Yeah.
Start small. Understand you're at this space. You gotta figure out that business plan. You gotta figure out how you're gonna build this up, and then go big. Right.
Eat one piece of elephant at a time, man. Not the whole elephant, right?
Exactly.
You ain't gotta do it.
So, only share how much you're comfortable share first, right? Now, as far as what I'm saying is like how much you was making, the lifestyle you was living, the like things you was able to do when you was in corporate versus when you had to go by yourself. Like, I want to know how catastrophic the change was
Mhm.
and how scary it was for you to the point where now you're able to still push and
Yeah.
like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm gonna do me.
Yeah. No, it was scary, man. I was making six figures, bro. It was like, you know how you go into a store, you're like, oh, I wonder how much this is. Man, I didn't even have that. It was like, I want it, I want it, I want it.
I want it, I
You
got
know,
it.
but you know what was taken away from me?
Yeah.
My time.
Time.
And time is priceless.
Time is
You know,
priceless.
and you know, time with the family and everything like that. You know, I have two kids, man. I have a daughter and a son, and I have a granddaughter now. You know, my lady. You know, so it's like, no, I want to be able to. I know God controls everything. I'm not saying I control time, but I want to be able to at least have that control of my time when it comes to the work and life balance. And I want to be able to enjoy my life, my family, more than I want money, you know, or a six-figure job, or be able to buy, you know, the flyest gear or whatever. It's not about that. It's about the family, right? So I took that jump, man, and I said, yo, I'm leaving it all behind, you know, and now I'm making great money. I'm retired and all that stuff. So I have that coming in, you know, my lady works, you know, but I have good contracts right now with different companies that actually I partnered with, you know, so I'm able to control all that. But like I said, it's not about the money.
Yeah.
But I get good commission now, you know. Beautiful. And I do it on my own time, you know, Lord willing. So yeah, all praises to God, man. 100%. All praises to God. Number one.
So okay, well, even with that, I can automatically assume that there was some hard nights. So how was even getting through that?
Like I said, the military made me resilient.
Hey.
I still had a roof over my head. I wasn't getting shot at. I had everything I needed. I had a vehicle. I had two vehicles. It was cool, man. It wasn't really that hard. The only thing I was worried about was where's my next check coming from besides the retirement. But I wasn't really worried. I don't know if that makes sense. I mean, I thought about it. It was, you know, of course it was in my mind, but I wasn't really worried, man.
Yeah.
Because I had everything I needed. Everything was already paid for. Everything is being paid for. So I just need to make extra.
Yeah.
You know, so I said, hey, I could do this. No problem. Because you remember that Audi I had, the RS7.
Yeah, that was a nice Audi.
Yeah, man, I had to let it go, bro. I had to let it go, man, because it was like, hey, I don't need this. This is burning a hole in my pocket. So, you know, that money that I was spending every month for that, I added it to my business. And, you know, my business doesn't really have a lot of overhead. You know, I can, this is my business. I can work anywhere in the world with this, and I can make all my business happen off of this.
That's dope.
You know, and that's, I think that helped a lot too, because, you know, a lot of people go and try to get those, they try to get the brick and mortar, and, you know, they want to store here, they want to hold inventory. I don't hold none of that stuff. Everything's drop ship from manufacturers that I partner with, you know, so a lot of costs have been cut. And I want to make sure that I streamline it like that.
Yeah.
But it's been a journey, man. I had a lot of people, you know, help me and assist me on the way. I learned a lot from a lot of different mentors of mine, and you know, I couldn't do it without them. But yeah, no, it wasn't that bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
You know, once you jump, you're like, oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
For the entrepreneurs that I feel really do the things they want to do, I feel it's like similar, because you know what you were saying with that, like you wasn't really worried, but you kind of was.
Yeah.
I've had that feeling.
Plenty of times. Yeah, because we're human, right? It's like we're going to think about, well, what about this? Okay, I got it.
Yeah, and I'm like, my connection with God is so strong where I'm just like, I'm not gonna be worried about something I know is gonna come to me, right?
Yeah.
It's just sometimes I'm like, am I doing enough
Yeah.
for this to be doing? Like, I'm like, I know he's gonna do his part regardless.
Oh, 100%.
Am I doing my part?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah. You know, because sometimes you feel like you're not really doing enough.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, am I slacking off or whatever?
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of entrepreneurship. you move at your own pace.
Yep.
You know, and you know, if things aren't coming in financially and you need them, then you need to be moving faster,
Yeah.
evidently. But if you're straight, man, you can take your time, and that's what's beautiful about it, you know. And you're able to spend time with your family and your lady and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like the trip you're gonna go on, you know, next week, you're
Hey,
gonna go see
next week.
fam. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's good. But yeah, you're right, man. A lot of entrepreneurs, they think that they're gonna fail or whatever. And you know what? If you fail, get back up.
Get back up, man.
It's okay. It's a learning experience. You know, I still fail to this day. It's like, oh man, I messed that up. Okay, I won't mess it up again.
Right.
You know, or hey, I need to get smarter on A, B, and C. It's okay. It's all right.
That's what I say. Like, even with this drop right here, right? 3 versions, the black, white, and red, right?
Yeah.
Hard fit. I love this fit.
Yeah.
But the way I went at it, it was just not good enough where people was gonna buy it off of the stuff. Why? Because I lacked preparation. I lacked the knowledge I needed.
Yeah.
And I just didn't do it in the right way or the right timing to where it was going to thrive during that time. So now on my next one, you already saw it on
man.
that last thing, and then I got another sample coming for the next spring.
It's gonna be tough.
Bruh.
It's gonna be tough.
I'm gonna do way better at preparation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do way better at marketing. I'm gonna make sure I'm doing it the right way. So rather than taking this fail, I'm like, I'm never doing this again. I took this fail and I grew from it.
Yes.
You gotta grow from your fails, and you gotta. That's the only way you learn, really.
Yeah.
You learn from either your fails or somebody else's.
Yep.
And hey, that's game right
and
there.
And that's good, man. You said, because you took that step and you're like, okay, I wasn't stepping right. Let me redo this step. Let me take the other step.
Yeah.
You know, but that's the thing. You took the step.
Exactly.
People have a lot of tendency to just say, okay, I want to do A, B, and C, and they just think about what they want to do. Just do it. It doesn't have to be right. It doesn't have to be perfect. Because it's not going to be perfect your first time. But bro, I seen you, man. You took that leap as well. You took that step, and you're like, this is what I got. Okay, and then I want to improve on it. Like we have a saying in the military, you always improve your fighting position.
Yeah.
So you have your little foxhole. You dig it first, and you're like, okay, I got a foxhole. Next day, you're like, oh, I can add this to it, or I can add this to it. You always improve your fighting position.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing in business. You always improve it, you know?
Yes, exactly. And I'm just saying, like, being in this space, you know, it really brings the real you out, where it's like, you gotta get it.
Yeah.
There's no other choice if you don't.
Yeah.
So I say, like, for the people that, you know, sitting here, they're like, I'm thinking about it, or just jumping into it with no boundaries or cold turkey in it. Al Gordon did that, but if you want to do it in a better way where you're more secure and stable, I would say you just have like a small little 9 to 5 at the same time and do what you got to do, depending on what it is. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, you're not supposed to just settle and stay in that 9 to 5, but you got to always be growing towards something.
Yeah.
You got to always be trying to get at something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, even this, like, try to blow this up, blow that up. Next thing you know, I'm Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, music game, basketball.
We spend so much time on social media looking at everybody else's stuff.
Exactly.
Right? So let's learn. Let's learn how can I do one small step? How can I start?
Exactly.
You know, that's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
Piece by piece. That's it.
Damn.
Ladder.
Steps.
That's it.
As long as you growing, whatever's not growing is dying. Whatever's not growing is dying, bro.
Yep.
So get it together and start going for the stuff you want, man.
Don't be stagnant.
That's the whole point of this. That's the whole point of everything we produce and show on this channel and on this like platform, man. So
this is our second.
Yeah.
Yes, our second podcast, man. And ever since that first one I did with you, man, you were getting it. I was seeing you, man. You were just any kind of content you were making it. You were putting it out there.
Yeah.
and that's how you were learning. That's how you're getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the live stuff, you're like,
Mhm.
I'm not ready for that. I'm like, bro, just do it, and
Gotta
you
get it.
just did it, and
Gotta
that's
get
where it
it.
starts.
Yeah.
No, that's where it starts.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
All
dude.
right.
Hey, I'm hella proud of you, bro.
Thank
Like for
you.
real, man. I really am.
Thank you.
Yes, because you are growing
Mm-hmm.
tremendously.
I try to grow everywhere I can. Like
Yeah,
even with the edits on this, like y'all knew, like before I was doing my 5 minute videos, I'm not gonna say they were bad, but compared to how I do them now, hey,
yeah,
I've upgraded.
yeah.
I've improved. Even just having one angle, I've turned it into something else.
Two angles. Two.
But okay, so now
Mm,
getting into your space,
hmm.
right? Where you're now said the middleman still drop shipping, you're doing sales, still
Hmm.
building connections. For the people that want to get into the same space as
Hmm.
you, how should they go at it?
For sales or
Um,
just
yeah, sales, what you're
okay.
doing, anything.
So if they are currently in a position right now in sales, let's say,
Yeah.
learn everything
Mm-hmm.
while you're there.
Yep.
Learn everything. Once you learn how the game is ran and you establish that network, because that's key. Establish that network on who you interact with and who you sell to. Keep that network tight. But just look how these companies are moving. Just sit back and just say, hey, okay, let me figure out what they're doing and duplicate it
Yep.
and do it at a smaller scale. And then take out the stuff you don't want. Like I didn't want brick and mortar.
Yeah.
There's a lot of expenses that I didn't want to have to pay for because they eat up a lot of your bottom line and your
Mm-hmm.
revenue and or your profit. So just learn while you're in your position now, especially if it's in a position that you're interested in doing something with on your own, and take it from them. That's what I did. I just looked at how they had the whole thing set up
Mm-hmm.
and took out the stuff I didn't want to do and just made it my own.
Dang.
I mean, that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much it, man. It's like building a sandwich. It's like, oh, I like that sandwich at this restaurant.
But
I'm gonna go build my own.
I just don't want the turkey.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't want the pork in there.
yeah,
I don't want the cheese. You know,
yeah.
you pick and choose what you want to
Yep.
put in there, and
And
then
then you make your own.
yeah.
That's all it is. That's all it really is.
Hey, I don't think anybody said it like that. Really,
Yeah. I hope it made sense for him. I mean,
it had to.
yeah,
There's no way it didn't
yeah,
make sense. I mean, unless you're looking at it like, what is he talking about?
yeah.
But I'm
Just
pretty
the
sure you can
position
get the
that you're in
gist.
now, and if you want to have a company like the company you're in now, or in that same vertical, just pay attention, ask
Yeah.
questions. And there's a lot of people that were in the corporate world that
Mm-hmm.
would answer that for me.
Mm.
And a lot of them wanted to do their own business in the first place,
Yeah.
and just take it from the wise ones.
They just
Just
take
learn, take notes,
take notes.
you know?
Taking notes is very vital.
Yeah.
But okay, so now you're in your space.
Hmm.
You got what you got going on.
Hmm.
Where do you want this to go?
That's a good question. I don't know right now. I don't know. I want it to go to where my customer base is solid.
Mm-hmm.
I have probably about 20 to 30 products that I push constantly.
Yeah.
Um, Services that I may provide, with different partnerships.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want it to be too big, right? But I want to be able to have a solution or be able to source a solution
Mm-hmm.
for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, somebody picks up the phone or emails me, hey, Jethro, I need such and such. Can you get it? Yes. And I may not carry it. I may not have that partnership with that particular company that they need this product from,
Mm-hmm.
but I can pick up a phone, I can source it, I can quote it, and I can sell it.
Right.
So, and that just like with your company,
Yeah.
I may have clients that, hey man, do you know any good clothing brands? Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Just like we talked the first time, dot connector, man. You got to connect those dots.
Got it.
you know, and it's all about that network. Yes, I know a company that has clothing.
Call him the Big Dipper.
Because it's all about partnership, man. It's
Big
all about
Dipper.
putting other people on, man. And that's what I love about that.
Yeah.
I love doing that. And I'm really all about small business, man. Get your business. I'm telling you, set up a LLC.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do anything with it. Just set it up, get that foundation, and do whatever you want to do and make it a business.
Yeah.
Anything you want to do, it's out there. Um, but I mean, you know, you said, where do I want to go? Hey, man, wherever God takes me.
Dang.
You know, I'm
That's
following
awesome.
Him. But I mean, the ultimate thing, I want to be able to solve problems for people and take care of
Mhm.
people. That's it. You know, I probably see myself doing this like I'm doing it now for the next 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, after that, I really do want to just sit on the beach
Dang.
and let the money work for me.
Dang.
You know,
That's how you do it.
and give my life, continue to give my life to Christ, and enjoy my family. That's pretty much it, man. I mean, it's just loving life over everything.
Yeah.
You know, because my life is not my business. So wherever God takes me, man, in the business.
Mm.
So I don't know. I hope that answered your question, brother.
That's all I needed. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. And matter of fact, you practically answered another question. I was gonna be like, how does God lifted your business and to get in the space you are in right now?
He helped me slow down.
Jay.
He helped me slow down because, you know, sometimes we get caught up and we're trying to, I want to do this. I want to get that. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do that. And God's like, no,
Hold on.
let's build a solid foundation.
Yep.
Everything will happen when I want it to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Follow me. And it gave me a whole different perspective of how I should, you know, be in a business, and I should put God in everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm building my relationship with God more now than I'm kind of worried about my business.
Yeah.
Because once I have that relationship, or as I'm building this relationship, my company is building.
Yeah.
I'm not even thinking about it, and it's building.
Yeah. It's thriving.
Exactly.
Thriving.
So, yeah, man. I mean, it's God has changed my life again.
Again.
And I realize it this time, though. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I give all respect to Him. You know, I can't do this on my own with my own understanding.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Yeah.
And He has wisened me to the point to just lean on Him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and ask Him for guidance. So that's how He has been very mental in my life and within my business, and I think that's key.
That's beautiful.
So I love him to death, man.
Hey,
yeah,
that was beautiful. So I hope y'all enjoyed. We'll see you on the next one, because we is out.
But hold up, let's switch the flip. I just said that backwards. Let's flip the switch, bruh.
Let's flip the switch.